Good morning, gang. Happy Thursday morning. All right. So, as the winter weather keeps coming along, my question is, what have you learned this week? I'll give you this. There's this storm for me, okay, at least. We're supposed to get snow and ice again tonight. We're supposed to have a low of 1 on Saturday, okay? It's colder here than it's ever been in the 5 years I've been here. Next Wednesday, it's supposed to be a high of 60. Talk about a roller coaster, right? Okay. This stuff happens, and we need to be prepared for it. Were you prepared for this storm? What have you learned this week? Now, for me, I've learned a few things. I know for certain now that my propane well heater is enough to keep my house warm in single-digit temperatures. Okay, it's actually done better than my normal HVAC system. Mind you, an HVAC system in Tennessee is not built for these types of cold temperatures. Okay, you have different types of fuel, different types of products that are sold in International Falls than are sold in Miami, for example. Okay, exaggerations of the two, but you get my point. I learned that my electrical system that I've built works well, and we also learned what our timing was, how long it took us to get everything turned on, switched over, plugged in, whatever it needs to be to keep the lights on, to keep the heat on, to keep the refrigerator running, to keep the freezers freezing, whatever. We learned what our time frame was. Okay. Could we improve on it? Probably. Okay. I also learned some of the faults that I have, which there's no way you could have prepared for. Like most of you, I did the smart thing when cold temperatures were coming along. I left my cabinet doors under my sinks open. I left the water running at a drip, okay, or actually a real tiny stream. Okay. Fortunately for me, I don't have a water bill because, you may save on electricity, but you have a huge water bill if you're on city water doing this. And that wasn't enough. My kitchen sink that is on a north wall, my kitchen faucet pipes are frozen. I don't think pipes burst. Fortunately, my house is built with PEX, so there's a little bit of flexibility in those pipes. But I won't know until after we thaw out, and then I get to crawl under the house and see what's going on. If we have to replace some of that piping because it burst, that's the price I pay. What did it tell me that I know I have to do, though? I know I have to insulate those pipes much more. Now, the sinks that are on the eastern-facing walls, no problems. The sinks that are on the southern-facing walls, no problem. I don't have any on the western-facing, so I can't tell you. Okay. But the one on the north-facing wall froze. Chances are it's probably very near the faucet because a north-facing wall does not get any sunlight on it, and so therefore it's the coldest spot of the house. Makes sense. Kind of like gardening, right? You're going to look for where your sunlight is. So I learned about something that I need to take care of. It's never happened in 5 years of being here, okay? But we've never had temperatures this cold, even on that Christmas freeze we had a couple of years ago. We only got down to 11 degrees for one day. We didn't have single-digit temperatures at night for a week like we've had now. So, what have you learned? And what are your plans to fix it so it doesn't happen next time around? Now, those are just the things that happened to me. Okay. I mean, I didn't get out on the road. We didn't plan on it. I mean, everything around here is still shut down, pretty much been shut down all week because the roads are snow covered, ice covered, lots of hills, lots of curves in Tennessee. I joke all the time that there is not a straight road in Tennessee. You know, driving winding roads on ice, not a good idea. So, all right, fine. But the only time Mrs. P and I have been outside is to let the dogs out because we were ready. We didn't have to. Oh my God, I've got to go to the store because we're out of milk. No, we were ready. Okay. And basically, we haven't gone without anything. I know you can say without water in the kitchen sink. Granted, we haven't been able to use the dishwasher. Okay. Ooh, rough. Okay. We just wash dishes in a different sink. But these are the things that you need to prep for. Now, for me to, in my situation with the water, for me to use a different water source, no problem. For me to put better insulation on those pipes come next week, no problem. Okay. But do you live in an apartment complex or a condo complex or something? Is the building management going to do that for you? Probably not. Okay. And even if they did, you know, let's say it's a 20-story apartment building. And on the north side of the building, not getting a whole lot of sun, they're not going to go through 20 floors to insulate pipes more. They don't care. All right. So you're out of water. So how are you going to get water? You know, all right. I know people say, well, I've got cases of water. How many? How much of that water did you go through this week? Hypothetically, okay, just I want you to think about this stuff. Are you going to carry buckets of water up the stairs? That, let's say you live on the 10th floor. Ever tried carrying a 5-gallon bucket full of water up 10 flights of stairs? Oh, but I'd use the elevator. Power went out here. Okay. Granted, it was only for half an hour, but we lost power. Been here when power was out for 11 hours, too. Okay. I mean, I've mentioned to you guys before about living in Massachusetts. I had that ice storm about 15 years ago, somewhere close around there, around Halloween. Power was out for a week. Okay. Yeah, those things happen. Have you done an assessment, an after action report, and looked at, okay, what were our shortcomings? This is the same thing you do after hurricanes. This is the same thing you do after any sort of weather event. Go, okay, what happened? Where were my shortfalls? And how can I prevent it next time? Because I'll tell you what, guys, it's going to get cold again. This isn't a once a century event. No, it's not. You know, winter comes every year. It shouldn't surprise everybody. Some are easier, some are worse. Okay. You know, how many people, I mean, think about this around the country. How many people panicked last weekend up north? Go, oh my God, I don't have a snow shovel. You live in Poughkeepsie and you don't own a snow shovel. I don't have gas for the snowblower. How many people did that? There's probably one or two people on here that didn't have that foresight. Okay. Maybe forgot, maybe thought they had it and didn't. That's happened to us all. Okay. I mean, I can't tell you how many. I mean, I just had it happen the other day. It was get out of the shower, go put some deodorant on. My deodorant was gone. Thought I had more in my preps. Oops, I didn't. I'd used the last one. Mistake. Okay. Yeah, we make them. The idea is not to make the big ones and to learn from our mistakes. We're all going to make them, guys. Nobody's perfect. Okay. I don't care what other YouTubers tell you how uber perfect they are. Like I said, this is a journey. It's not a destination. Nobody's ever done. Okay. There's always going to be something else to do. But use this storm as a learning experience. You had a shortcoming. Everybody did. Okay. Maybe you didn't chop enough wood. Maybe you didn't bring the wood into a dry place, and all of a sudden now you were trying to light wet wood or burn wet wood a couple of days into the storm because you didn't think it was going to last this long. Maybe you forgot to buy batteries for your flashlight. Maybe you couldn't find your flashlight. Whatever. Okay. The whole thing is learn from it. Don't let it happen again. That's how we get better at this. And we'll out.